If I say this session is going to change your life, it's an understatement, because today I'm going to help you unlock your unique blueprint for your business when it comes to combining strategy and manifestation. In the last 2 years, I have helped hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs do exactly the same and receive their annual income in a month. And now it's your turn. When it comes to strategy and manifestation, it seems like there are two completely different school of thoughts. One is just visualize, just believe, just affirm, just do the tools, just do the work, just do the inner work, and you will have everything you want. While the other one is completely on the other side, saying that it's all about taking the action. Just go and take the action. Just go and do these 5 steps, these 10 steps. Just follow the right strategy. And they all talk about like law of attraction has got actions. Are you not taking action? And when I started to stumble on this work, I felt like I was constantly pulled towards either of the side, and I was quite lost and I didn't know what to do exactly. What is the answer? And I have devoted many years of my life really understanding and carving this out and helping hundreds of entrepreneurs do that. Let's really understand how this all works. We are currently operating with 2 main energies when it comes to achieving anything in life, including money, including success in business. They are masculine, the doing energy, what you do, what action you take, how you make it happen, and the being energy, which is who you are. So you receive because of who you are. There is no action needed in that. And life and achievement is a very in a beautiful flow and rhythm, and it's very different for different people. It's a very unique dance between both of that. Many, I think 2 decades ago, I used to do salsa. And I don't know if you've seen that dance, but it's really beautiful. But if you see that dance, there are 2 people who are working in a beautiful coordination and rhythm, and they're just flowing through each other. It's the masculine, it's the feminine, and they're constantly just flowing through each other. And this is how I feel the balance of masculine and feminine energies look like, that they're just naturally flowing through each other. Now, the thing that makes this thing very complex is that we all have a unique balance. I cannot just say to you, here is a plan. If you follow it, you have just unlocked your balance. That's not how it works. It takes a lot of awareness. It takes work. It takes identity shift to really unlock your balance, and even finding the strategy that is aligned to you, because it could be that one person can make millions and millions of dollars from one strategy while it can fall flat for the other person. It's not just strategy. Today, what I really want to dive into is how we find that unique balance where it just flows, where you're in that flow state, where you don't even feel like you're doing anything, but it's just flowing beautifully. It becomes a part of who you are, and it's so natural. And when other people say, what exactly are you doing? You have to almost think, what do I do differently? What am I doing? Probably people think you're doing the same thing like everybody else, but your results are quantum leaping. That's where we really want to get to. Now, when it comes to the being energy, if we talk about the feminine being energy, which has nothing to do with the gender, a lot of people think that, female have more feminine energy. That's a completely different subject. It's the feminine energy, which is being, okay? And what people think about is the femininity, which is being a female, but we are talking about being energy. When you are being a certain person based on how you really see yourself, whatever you be, you show up as you think, you feel. Your being has got 4 elements to it: how you think, how you feel, how you act, because you act in a certain way. So the action is not necessarily taking action, but when you take action, how you do that is dictated by your being energy, because how you be is how you act. And then what you attract. When we talk about the 4th part, what you attract, you have an electromagnetic blueprint. Each person has a unique electromagnetic blueprint when it comes to money, love, relationship, any aspect of your life. That electromagnetic blueprint is made of energetic codes. So if you think of a laptop, it has got lots of codes and programs. You have got lots of codes and programs. You have a code for money. You have a code for receiving money. You have a code for investing money. You have a code for saving money. You have a code for holding on to money. You have a code for love. You have a code for health. You have a code of how you're treating. You have a code for everything. And those codes were programmed by your adults when you were, before even you were born, you were in your mother's womb, your programming started to happen. And there is some genetic programming as well. And by the time you were 12 years old, they were like fixed. They were quite fixed. But as life happens, you can change them, you can shift them, you can alter them. And that's what we're really talking about. You have certain kind of codes, energetic codes, when it comes to money. Those codes are the part of who you are, and who you are actually sends out electromagnetic waves. They are your free vibration that you're sending out. So if you think of like real waves, we cannot see them, but that's the light that is leaving your body. Semyon Kurlian, who was the Russian photographer, he actually photographed human on electromagnetic waves, and he saw that there were waves leaving and entering the body. So there are literally waves right now leaving your body, and they're going in the quantum, and they have a specific code of attraction, a magnetic point, and based on that, that's what you attract from the quantum. So that makes up your electromagnetic code, your energetic code, and based on who you are, you attract. Now, based on who you are, you also act. Yes, masculine action is important, but action is, when people say it's 80% mindset and 20% strategy. Bob Proctor used to say it's 95% mindset, 5% strategy. What it really means is that based on who you are, your actions are also defined by who you are. Let me give you an example of me. Let's say I'm doing a webinar or I'm doing a masterclass. I'm doing something which I normally do, but how I do that is based on who I am, how I see myself, what is my identity. Do I see myself successful or ordinary? Do I think I'm good enough? Do I believe in my work? Do I believe in myself? Do I have that conviction? Do I have that leadership? Do I feel confident when speaking? Do I feel like my message has power? All those things will impact the action that I take. Now, when it comes to strategy, there can be millions of strategies. There are millions of ways to become a millionaire. But if your identity is not crystal clear and there is something in there, where is the gap, where is the leak, then it will show up in your strategy. Because when we are communicating, 92% is our energy. So even before you're listening to my words, you think you're just listening to my word, you're actually being communicated by my energy. Energetically, I'm communicating to you right now. And based on how my energy is, how I feel about myself, you'll get a feeling about me. That's why sometimes when we listen to some person, we are like, we have heard these concepts a million times, but today it truly lands, or today I really feel empowered. Why? Because that person hasn't just given you the knowledge, they have given you their energetic transformation, right? When you're listening to somebody, you are only 8% comprehending their words and 92% is their energy. And I can just prove it to you even, without the facts. I can prove it to you right now how it works, although I've given you a fact. But let's say somebody's saying about a situation, there is a situation, and somebody's saying it was ridiculous, right? So if I'm saying it was ridiculous, you see, like, it's positive, it sounds positive, although ridiculous could be a really bad word, but it sounds positive based on my energy. It's ridiculous. Have you checked it out? It's ridiculous. Versus I say, it was ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I can't take this anymore. This is ridiculous. I'm using the same word ridiculous, but it has a completely different frequency based on how I'm feeling. And that meaning completely changes based on how I'm feeling. It's not something crazy or woo. It's like that simple. Energetics. What is your energy? What are you being? What is your frequency? Any action that you take in the strategy side of things, in the masculine, which is super important, but sometimes overutilized based on the gap in the feminine, and I'm going to share with you what I mean. But that masculine is highly impacted by who you're being at any given period of time. Why does it that somebody teaches us a 5-step strategy and say, use this template, use that word, try that? It gives you exactly everything, and not everybody gets the perfect result because of who they're being at any given time. This is why this feminine energetics is the least utilized energy on the planet. And a lot of times we start to use masculine a lot more because we think if we do more, then it will make up for the being, right? Let's think of this. Let's feel that, let's say there's a person who doesn't believe in themselves, who are too scared of moving forward, who think if I offer my product and services and if I charge what I really want to charge, people will think I'm a fraud. People will say, who do you think you are? Or something will go wrong. Or I can't do this, or I'm not ready. That's their being energy, right? Or they're constantly worrying if I'm doing enough, or they're constantly thinking that people won't like my work, or people would not pay me the right prices, or when I was little and I always got bad grades, so I'm not really intelligent, or I need to work a lot harder than other people, all those kind of things. Then when they do the strategy, this energy will dictate their strategy. For example, if in the strategy there is an action, they will start to think, I need to do more, this is not enough. So they will do more. Let's think of a strategy where you have to invite people for your webinar. I'm just again giving you random examples. You can use any example and it applies. But let's say you want to invite people to webinar. Now somebody who really believes in their work, who have that confidence, who show up with full conviction, they are the best. They would expect that people will show up because that's who they are. And they would not be worried too much about, oh, will people show up? What if they don't? What if it doesn't go well? What if I can't do this? What if I make a mistake? What if somebody tells me you're not good enough? What if somebody tells you're lying and you haven't done it? Like all those things. Then when you are inviting people to your webinar, you will either procrastinate and not even invite because you are worried and you want to be safe. Your mind wants to keep you safe. And even if you invite people, what you're really going to do is you're going to push a lot harder because you think people don't want to come. People are not going to come. You're going to send cold DMs and you're going to say to people, are you coming? You're going to chase them like 5 times. And we all know what happens when we have been chased in our messenger like so many times. We block people, we get turned off, right? And then based on them pushing, they will see the reflection of their energy that look, people don't show up. Why? Because when I was little and I was told by my parents that I will go to that picnic and they never showed up for me, like never took me, so I can't trust people. Now when a potential client is saying, I'm going to buy this from you, because I can't trust people, I couldn't trust my parents, they didn't show up, they disappointed me, I know this person is going to disappoint, and you project that energy, right? Having a crystal clear feminine really reduces the burnout, really reduces the pushing energy, really reduces you overworking, really regulates your nervous system. You are okay with going out, putting yourself out there, being most visible, charging what you really want to charge. What tend to happen is because we are not taught this, when we are told the more you do, the more you get, the more you do, the more you earn, the harder you work, the harder you get, we get in that spiral of working hard. And when we see them not translating into results, because based on who we are, we have a vibrational match based on what we are attracting and how we are showing up, not just showing up, how we are showing up, with what energy, with what frequency, we have a match. And we see that match that reinforces the old paradigm, and it's a spiral. Until we go within and say, hold on, if I keep seeing the reflection in the mirror, because your outside reality is just the reflection, instead of let me try different strategies to come in front of the mirror, let me just go within and say, how do I see myself? What do I really believe? What is my energy? What am I expecting? What am I projecting? Right? And as you tap into feminine being more, your need to work harder goes down and it becomes easier. It becomes effortless. It becomes like that dance when you're just flowing, when you're doing your move and it translates into masculine and you follow the lead and then you go back into your moves and then you follow the lead and it's just flowing through your body in a beautiful rhythm, because now you're not pushing. Now it's just who you are. The more you tap into that, a point comes when the doing becomes so natural and effortless that it becomes a part of who we are. That's who I am. When I was doing this work, and I really healed my being energy, my feminine, I had the desire to go live and teach people. I had a desire to share my energy. So I didn't share my energy from nobody's gonna listen. I know nobody turns up. Although in the beginning, when I did my first live, nobody turned up. But my energy was, I'm so excited. I love this. I feel it. I want to share my message. So it was so natural. I give this example, it's like pushing the baby. When the baby is ready, right, you cannot help but push the baby. You had to push the baby. There is no way, like, you cannot stop that. When you are fully ready in your being in the womb of creation, when you have taken that identity, when you become a match, when your manifestations are coming, you just take action because you can't stop yourself. It's so natural, right? When I started doing that, my energy was so high. I wanted to really teach this to people, that look, it's your identity that matters, and that's the whole difference it makes, and all of that. Then I started attracting people who are a match for my energy, right? It could happen that you can do so many actions in the masculine, in the doing, and you keep doing that, and you constantly feel like, I'm not doing enough, because you are not seeing the result. And you think, your mind thinks that feels safe when you're actually overdriving, overdoing, because from your side you're pushing, and one of the things which really interesting is, why do we overdo things? Because we can't handle the pain of seeing whatever energetic matches. Because if I have a fear that nobody's going to show up, and I know I can't handle the pain, I will do two things. Either I will procrastinate, and I'll not even do the masterclass. I'll not reach out to people. I will not do anything because it's so painful to handle the unknown. Or I would push harder so that I don't have to handle the pain. Either way, I'm avoiding the pain, because I don't want to see what I'm a match for, because if I see, I'll be so disappointed, because I know what I'm a match for. But the key is, if we stop pushing, and go within and see that, oh, why is it happening? Which part of me is not behind it? Which part of me thinks people are not going to show up? Which part of me thinks I need to push harder? Which part of me thinks people don't want to pay me? Which part of me thinks people will doubt my services, because if I think that, they're going to do that? Which part of me think I don't deserve money? Which part of me thinks people never deliver, people never do what they say? Which part of me thinks that, like, my work cannot change lives? And then I go within, I shift that. And when I shift that, I will just do the path, I will just go through the path of minimum resistance, the path of least resistance, least effort, aligned action. A lot of people talk about aligned action, and I used to sometimes get annoyed, like, what do you mean aligned action? But what aligned action really is, I hold the crystal clear identity, it's clean, right? Then I think a certain way, because my identity is supporting that. Your identity controls 98% of the time how you think as well. That's why when we keep having negative thoughts, it's the identity controlling. Then I feel, because whenever you think, you feel, you straight away, you think, you feel, and then I act. So if I feel, oh my God, I want to share my message, I'm so excited, what will I do? I'll act. I'll naturally act, because I am so on fire. When you have that feeling, you cannot stop but act. I think, I feel, and I act from a very crystal clear energy, and then I attract my match. It's that simple. It's literally, that is aligned action. If the action is, oh my God, I'm not posting enough. Nobody's gonna, oh my God, I think I'm not doing enough. I should be doing enough. Now I'm not taking aligned action. It's not from an empowered place. It's from a place of, I'm not doing enough. This is wrong. So it's going to create more of that. When I post, my energy will have, my post will have that frequency. It's not enough. So even when it's a great post, when people will read it, it won't activate them. They'll feel something is off. The other person can post with a better frequency, and it might land better with people versus mine, because mine came from not enough. A lot of times what we do is, we act from dopamine hit. My God, I haven't done this today. Versus, I was in that energy, I was seeing that, I was feeling that, and I really feel called to do that. It feels good. I'm expressing myself. It's a part of my flow. It's a part of that dance, right? The more you work on the being, on the identity, on like really checking in every day, what part of you is not behind, what part of your identity is not fully behind that. And I do this incredible program called Bottomless Bank Account, where you can use all my frameworks to experience that identity shift. And it's really, really powerful. If you want to access that, you can write in the comments and we can give you the link. It's incredibly powerful program and a very, very reasonable investment, very no-brainer investment, 222, where you can access all my tools to really experience the identity shift. Because once you experience that, everything just flows beautifully. It's, you realize what part of your identity were not supporting that, what part of your identity are causing the fear, causing the overwhelm, are causing the pain, are causing you not to expect the win, you causing that, oh, it's not going to work. Why? What part of your identity? And as you uncover, I've used this method called breakthrough method, which is insanely powerful. As you uncover that, you realize, oh, that's the thing, and you shift it immediately and it works. The key is when your identity is intact, when your feminine being energy is solid, any strategy can work. But when it's not, then you're actually playing not to lose. You're actually playing not to feel the pain. You're not playing to win, you're playing to avoid the pain. You're playing not to because you can't handle the pain. You're pushing. You're not pushing because you want to win. You're pushing because I can't handle the pain. I can't handle the pain of realizing nobody signed up. I can't handle the pain of realizing nobody bought. I can't handle the pain. What shall I do? Let me act. Let me take control. Let me just do it myself. Let's just forget all the energetics. Let me do it myself. And that is not the right frequency. That is not aligned action. That is a dopamine hit, which creates the same result what frequency you are operating with, which was fear, doubt. So it has the same result. That's why working hard doesn't create more. Otherwise, people who are working 100 hours a week would be multi-billionaires. That's not the case. Hard equal not more. Right frequency means more. Right frequency leads to quantum shift, not working endless hours.